Hi everybody, this is Tarwingi, and it doesn't get more beautiful than this really, or Australian. So I'm here by a dam that's been created not far from where I live. It's beautiful here. So I'm going to talk about the High Priestess today, and this information is on my website. So you can read it as well if you want that. But there's some information that I haven't added on the website. That's in the book Learn to Read Tarot Like a Pro, the Soul Lesson, Soul Initiations. And also I run a few just for fun posts on Patreon. So I did with the help of Midjourney, I made all the tarot cards what they will look like as a person who's in love. So if you're asking, you know, how someone will act when they're in love with you, you can pull a card and basically you can read that blog. This is what the High Priestess looks like when she's in love. And yeah, so at the end you will learn what the High Priestess, what she will act like when she's in love. So I'll do that at the end. Okay, but the High Priestess is a very psychic card. It speaks of the most influential woman in your life, and it could be you. It could be a woman who has influenced you, so it could be part of your co-programming that was influenced by a powerful woman. It could be your mother. It could be, if it's in a block or negative position, it could be a woman who is crossing you in some way. But when she's really positive, it speaks of making the impossible become possible, because she has supernatural abilities. It's your inner life. It is a card for your inner life. Discovering your hidden talents, knowing what to do. It's also being able to influence others, but it comes through your feminine. There is some very cool symbolism in this card, but when I did it like this, because she's usually attached to a powerful masculine. Even if she's not in a relationship, she has a psychic connection. She makes these psychic cords and connections to people, and she always connects to powerful souls. So she is connected to the moon, which governs intuition, mystery, instinct, cycles, the subconscious, emotions. It's very feminine card. It changes faces. So the High Priestess, you never really get to know an archetype like that, because they change faces so much. And if you are a High Priestess archetype, you are a complete mystery to yourself as well. This is the card for mystery and secrets. And it can also mean that you're very interested in the metaphysical when this card shows up. It can be that there is a secret in your life and that you are solving a mystery. So if you get the moon especially, you are definitely solving a mystery. So if you get the High Priestess, the moon and Page of Swords, you are solving something. It's most likely a mystery. If you get the Death card with it, it can mean a mystery from childhood. And she's your instincts as well. In a love reading, the High Priestess, she denotes an emotional affair, often. So it can mean that you are having an emotional affair with somebody. It can mean that on a deep emotional subconscious level, you are connected to someone psychically that maybe you can't even understand yourself. And it can be just on the emotional level and never make it to the physical. If you're single, like if you're in a relationship, it can mean that there's a strong relationship between you and your partner, but it can also mean that you are connecting to someone outside of your relationship. That can also be the case, because what I find with the High Priestess, she psychically connects to her soul family. If you're single, it can mean that then you'll have powerful dreams if you're manifesting love, because you'll have powerful dreams and you will meet in the, in the astral before you meet. The strong psychic connection here. And if you're asking about career, then the High Priestess really, even though she is psychic and everything, she actually loves the academia. She loves history. She also likes research, and if she does psychic work, she does it with a researchy flair to it. Follow your instincts in career. Your instincts know where you need to go. If you're job searching, your instincts will take you exactly where you need to go. Look at these two. Okay, there was two birds up there, now there's only one. There's two birds sitting next to each other. But because High Priestess is such a feminine card, it can also mean that you're going to work with a lot of women as well. And that you're going to be a little bit removed from the the grit of it all. Like the high priestess is a bit detached from the physical, so it's likely not a job where you're going to be in the trenches, you know. You're most likely going to be in a little bit of an elitist position where you can maybe have a lot of grand ideas about the world, but maybe you don't have to live the reality of it. That's often the case with the high priestess. Also, Queen of Swords is like that as well. If you're asking yes or no, high priestess is likely a yes, but there's hidden factors involved. As feelings, she speaks of feelings that change because the moon changes. Sometimes the seeker, when you get high priestess, doesn't actually know how they're feeling. They're confused about their feelings, or they can't access their feelings, because Queen of Cups is sort of similar to high priestess, very psychic, but the Queen of Cups can, on a day-to-day basis, access her emotions. The high priestess, because it is a major arcana card, speak very much of the soul. The soul is very emotional. The soul is very deeply into the divine feminine, master divine feminine energy, but on a day-to-day level could be actually a little bit blocked from that, for reasons unknown. It could have something to do with the job you're doing, your life mission, the relationships that you are going through. But it could also be a fear of the highs and the lows, because sometimes with the high priestess, when they do access their feelings, they start the roller coaster. It's the highs and the lows. And maybe they have a hard time explaining their feelings, so their feelings are overwhelming to them. They don't understand why they have these emotional reactions, so they start closing off. If you get it with the Queen of Cups, not really a problem, because you manage then to hold the cup. But when you get it with Queen of Swords, you're going to be a little bit like that plane up there, flying, I mean, high above everybody else, and it's hard to ground the feelings. But the seeker often with the high priestess, they really want stability, and that's also why they sometimes disconnect from their feelings, so they think their feelings is going to disrupt the harmony. But when it comes to soulmate, when it comes to the high priestess and soulmates, they long for someone that makes them feel stable and secure. If you're asking how someone is feeling about you, and you get the high priestess card, this person feels a soul connection to you. They could feel like you either made them a divine feminine, or you are their divine feminine. There's some sort of emotional waters as well that has to be crossed as well. So there needs to be some sort of bridge between you. And if you get it with 10 of Wands, you are working at this connection. You're working on it. But the high priestess do seek emotional security because she has intense emotions. So she needs stability. As a personality type, it's someone intuitive, mysterious, you never work them out. If you get the high priestess with Queen of Wands, it's someone who's a complete mystery to you. Often is well educated, sometimes self-educated, very intelligent. This is someone who needs to be in control, and again it has a little bit to do with that emotional waters situation. They need to know the truth of situations. They do turn into detectives. They have a hard shell, you know, not easy to figure out, but very sensitive underneath. They don't show you how they feel. They are a mystery. They're a walking mystery. When High Priestess is reversed, it is harder to access the psychic. Because I think with the High Priestess upright, part of the life lessons is to master the emotional life. That's why it is a little bit challenging. But when it's reversed, it's much, much harder then. It's almost like they put a frozen, like if our emotions and our subconscious is a lake, then when it's reversed, it's a frozen lake, and they can't actually get below the surface. They don't understand how their subconscious influence their actions and behavior, so they don't have the self-awareness. I put this to the extreme, so when you're on my website and you're reading, I'm putting them to the extreme. Sometimes it's not as extreme as what I'm describing on the website. But it can mean when High Priestess is reversed that you have the big mood changes and you don't understand what the triggers are below because you can't access it. And therefore make it very hard to make decisions, and it can be a loss of control and chaos as a result. So there needs to be some kind of understanding of self, and if there isn't, then there can be actually madness. I'm talking about chaos and madness in situations because the seeker doesn't understand why they have these emotional reactions. And when it's a personality type, it can be someone who goes through this over a long period of time until it becomes a personality, and they need to deprogram or reprogram themselves. So it could be that there's someone who's volatile actually, or certainly on that spectrum of someone who is a bit unstable. Again, I'm putting an extreme sort of flair on it so people understand the archetype. You could end up walking on eggshells around them. This is someone who is a victim mentality, and therefore nothing positive is manifesting. It's only, it's irrational beliefs, but it could be mental illness as well, especially if you get it with the moon or moon reversed. It could be very much about a challenging behavior, but it has to do with unprocessed emotions that is triggering in the subconscious that they're unable to access. So this is a full-on card really to get. Love this card when it's how someone feels about you, because it means someone who knows everything about you, but you won't know everything about them. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But first, have a look at these eagles flying above. Okay, so I'm going to read to you what the High Priestess means, and if you are interested in this just for fun, my Patreon, I have done all the cards basically, but there are so many posts. There's currently 233 posts you have access to. So, and all the tiers are the same. So if you do a $5 tier, or if you do I don't know how it goes quite high. That's only because people can afford different things, but it's the same thing on all the tiers. Okay, so what does the High Priestess mean when she's in love with you? That means she will use her emotional body and intuition to access your mind. You could find yourself thinking about this person all the time, especially wondering about how mysterious they are. She will conjure up a powerful connection in you, and she will have a profound effect on you, both good and bad. When she's in love with you, she will use... you won't be able to ignore her. She will make you notice her in one way or the other, even if you are miles apart. There's going to be some kind of spiritual connection. She's masterful at getting you to open up, and she listens deeply to everything while observing you. She's observing you even if you don't say anything. Can also be a need for patience and willingness to wait for the right time to act on a romantic relationship, because it's all about timing as well with the the High Priestess is connected to the moon. So you have to also be a little bit patient. And the High Priestess represents someone who hides who they really are in fear of being rejected. So again, she will know everything about you, but you'll hardly know anything about them. And if you do find anything out about them, it's because they will let you find something out about them. She covers her tracks, so if something she doesn't want you to know, she'll cover all of her tracks. When she falls in love with you, it means that she's already started to trust you. So on some level she does trust you, but she still has fear of abandonment and rejection, and a lot of that has to do with her high standards more than anything. What happened when I got back home was that this awesome big pelican was flying above my unit. So I think it has something to do with the synchronicity of the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is the survivor as well. So the pelican spirit means survivor, because it is an unsinkable, it has like some sort of air sac or something that it can't sink. So it is the symbolism of pelican is unsinkable, so it is a survivor. And that is the meaning also of the High Priestess. I forgot to say it. And also, after I filmed by the lake, I went to this ocean for a while. And that is also the High Priestess, like chilling by the ocean or by water, but the ocean especially is incredibly amazing. And I also found this on Instagram today, which is how the moon pulls on the ocean to create the tides. So have a look at that as well. It's very, very cool. And it's all, the High Priestess. But one last thing, I'm going to start adding songs that are the archetype of the cards. And there's 2 songs especially that I associate with this card. It's more to do with the feelings I get when I listen to the songs. One is called Honey by 5 seasons. The other one is The Fly by Sarah Brightman. But there are loads of songs that are high priestess. All the old, not old songs, but new songs, but they're trying to bring back like an old time. Like one song is called Helvegen. It's a Norwegian song. I'm actually going to put that on the death because it's about the soul being guided across the veil by the goddess Hela, who's a goddess actually of the subconscious, but a lot of people see her as a goddess of death. Bit similar to Kali, and there's loads of songs came to me today that are all the archetype of the different, basically the different cards. So I'm going to do a whole playlist. Yes, I'm excited. I wrote them heaps. I only have a few cards left that I haven't found a song that really suits. And one is have I got everybody? I have all the songs. I think the song. Actually, I think I have all of them. I struggled a little bit with Judgment, but then I found a song that is very cool. Actually, I think Chariot. I don't think I have a cool Chariot song yet, so I have to think of a travel song. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm going to start on my playlist list, and also I'm going to talk about the Empress tomorrow. Bye, guys.